Hey everybody, it's Val,
And it's Michelle.
and welcome to the Wind Down from the Wind Down TV.
Look, if you guys like what we're doing, like, subscribe, share, comment, and follow on the Wind Down TV on Facebook, Instagram, and right here on YouTube.
And today we have an exclusive for you. We have a winemaker that saw our show. She's from Napa Valley, and she wanted to come on and wanted us to try her wine. So come on, y'all. Hey, everybody. Today we have a treat for you. We are interviewing the winemaker from Tomas Wine of Napa Valley. Her name is Ashleen Guilliams. Hi, Ashleen. Welcome.
Ah, welcome to the Wind Down TV.
And here is let me get it right. Tomas. Tomas. There you go. I wanted to do that.
Welcome to the show, Ashleen.
Welcome.
Thank you, ladies, for having. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's just a pleasure of mine to be on your show because you're both beautiful, lovely women, and I was just so excited after the first time I saw your episodes. Thank you so much for taking time to see me.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, we're so honored to have you on the show. Seriously, like, it's made our day, and that you have us like drinking your wine, your own creation. We are completely honored, and thank you. You know, and like recognize, like, so beautiful women recognize each other. You know,
and it is an exclusive again. Let me bring it right up here, you guys. Tomas. Tomas from Napa Valley. So, how did you get started in winemaking?
It was the passion and a great, just a passion of ours, just to share and to produce small quantities of wine in a wonderful industry with wine abound, and just seeking out the good fruit from different vineyards. And it's just kind of like a game to play. You know, you want something from one area versus another area, and you want to blend them together and just have a beautiful glass of something special just to share with your friends and family.
So where do you get your grapes? Where do you get the grapes? And I have so many questions. I'm like, okay, can I ask this? Can I ask that? So where did you get your grapes for this particular wine we're tasting?
So this particular vintage is, this particular vintage is 100% Napa Valley. Fruit source 75% from Rutherford, which is actually our Merlot. And 5% was Petite Syrah, which we had in a hotter climate in Calistoga. So and then the rest is Spring Mountain Cab. 20% is Spring Mountain Cab. So we went to different areas, a real blend from all over the Napa Valley, not just one block.
Right.
Made it a little bit more interesting and a lot more fun.
So actually, from beginning to end, what's the journey like from thought to finished product when you're doing it?
It starts in the vineyard, actually. You want to make sure that your vines are planted according to either whether or not you want the afternoon sun or the morning sun. That's why as you drive around Napa Valley, you see some eastward and some westward facing vines. And then on the hillsides, it's going to be slightly different depending on, again, the winemaker or the property owner wanting those lights. And then you go through your growing season. You're going to pick your fruit when it's at precisely the right kind of sugar, right sugar content, usually around 26, but sometimes a lot higher depending on the varietal and that vintage. Sometimes you can't get your fruit to that right, sugar content, but you try to. And it all depends on, again, what you want in that bottle 10 years later as it ages. So you're going to keep all of your lots separate, and then you're going to take a little bit out of each barrel, try them all separately, and then blend them together in like a glass. And then you're going to make your final blend, but you have to have the thought of what it's going to turn out in bottle years later. And that's your thought. That's where your head's at when you're doing this process, even though you're trying them fresh out of the barrel. it's not going to taste like that in bottle.
That's interesting.
That is special because you just said the thought of how it's going to taste down the
Down the
road.
road. Yeah.
Stuff. So that's a special gift to be able to ascertain that this is going to taste like this, or to even forecast that.
Yeah.
That's special.
Mhm.
Wow.
And
That's
that's a
really where
skill.
that is at when you're a winemaker.
And that's a skill. Like, I don't know that everybody can just do that. So that's impressive that you're able to
Yeah.
like connect,
That's what you're
you know.
thinking.
Yeah, like,
That's
okay,
what
that's
you're
gonna taste like this.
That's
Yeah.
the whole idea, right?
Yeah. That's a lot of work. And I mean, it really is a lot of patience. You got to
Mhm.
wait for it to reach the full maturation before you see what you have. And that may or may not work, but you have to just, it has to be a love of what it is that you're doing, your craft, to be to be doing this all, you know what I mean? Like, but I guess that's the same thing within anything that you do. You have to have you have to have a love of what you're doing and patience with what you're doing in order to see it through, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I just
Blood,
can
sweat, and tears.
Mhm.
Penny, and the fact that you are keeping it to share with families and friends and at a certain price point is just a testament to the type of winemaker that you are. And
Yeah.
cheers to you.
And cheers to you. Yeah. We appreciate
Cheers
that.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, lady. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Day Tomas, everybody.
Day
Exclusive here
Tomas.
on the Wine Down TV.
V, you know what time it is, girl. It's my favorite part of the show. Well, I have a few favorite parts of the show, but, you know, this particular part, you know,
Yes.
I love.
Yes. It's always about the food. All right, Shell.
All right, let's call our guy, see what he got for us today.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Chef.
Hey, chef.
Hey, ladies. What are you up to?
We are tasting a red blend from Napa Valley from De Tomas Winery. It is a blend of a Cabernet Petit Syrah and a Merlot. So what would you suggest that we have with that?
You know, that goes perfect with the crappy weather here in Manhattan. What I would do would be maybe get some short ribs or a heavy cut of beef, marinate it in the wine for a few days, and braise it slowly with the wine and some hard herbs. Like, I'm almost thinking Roman, you know, like Apican spices, almost like a sauerbraten.
Oh.
And maybe it sounds crazy, but I think that would go good with, because these are heavy duty blends. There's light oak in this, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And it's definitely a stick to your ribs, cold weather wine.
Definitely. Hey,
So-
chef, I have a question. So for people that don't know what sauerbraten is, can you just give them a quick explanation as to what that dish is?
Yeah, so all we did was we took some short ribs, we marinated them in red wine for 3 days and termed them, you know, in the marinade.
Yeah.
You know, carrot, onion, celery, braise that stuff for 3.5 hours, super slow, in all the red wine we marinated in. Then we put in some hard spices like star anise, clove, mace, coriander seeds, and strained the sauce, reduced it later, and what we ended up with was a pretty intense, flavorful braise, and we did it with some fermented cabbage.
Oh. Awesome.
A little
I love
goat cheese, mellow it out.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow,
Goat cheese and
Chef.
cabbage.
That's how you drop it like it's hot, ladies. That's how you do that.
Okay, chef.
Thank you, Chef. I love that.
Awesome.
Chef, you're
I
awesome.
just got excited because that dish was chiseled. That's all I'm saying.
Chef, you're awesing. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
You
so
must
much,
be busy.
Chef.
I'm gonna run.
Sounds
Okay.
delicious.
Ciao.
Ciao, chef.
Ciao.
Did he just say drop it like it's hot?
Yes, he did. I'm like, okay, he knows that I don't know how to cook. So he's like, do that, Valletta. They'll love you. So you guys, remember to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Always laugh, love, and drink lots of wine.
Yes, and I would say drink lots of Tomas while you do it, but since we're the only ones that have it, find you a nice red, white, sparkling, whatever you're into, and drink lots of it while you do it. Cheers till we drink together again, honey.
Cheers.
And by do it, I mean everything Valletta said. Take care of yourself.